So what's going on, everybody? I hope y'all are doing well. I apologize about this non-flattering angle, but I figured I would just do I guess you can say, transparent video, whatever. Currently on a little treadmill. Um, but yeah, I've been doing this whole diet thing and working out as of lately. But the main reason was whenever I was a kid, I was always husky or chubby or whatever. And then 11th grade year, or whenever we graduated, or whenever not graduated, but whenever I went past 11th grade, and you got to take your graduation photos, before you become a senior and stuff. I didn't like the way it looked. So I went to the doctor, got my weight and everything like that right there. I was 210 at the beginning of my senior year. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, just hard work and stuff, working out. I was never that kid. Like the only sports I ever played was rec football and baseball and stuff like that right there. And my dad, we would go play golf, but golf. But yeah, I was never really a big sports kid. So back then, which I guess you can still do it now, the doctor prescribed me Adipex, which is an appetite suppressant. You take it for 3 months and then you're off of it. And it worked. I mean, it suppressed my appetite and stuff like that, obviously. In those 3 months, I probably lost, I think like 20 pounds or so. And then, this is during my senior year. By the time I graduated, because by then I was playing like basketball at the rec department after school and everything for like 2 or 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours. Because me and the whole group of friends that I had, we would go to Sonic, chill out there, and like at 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, we would go to the rec department and outside and just play ball till night came. I mean, I done did all the work and everything for school, so we just played ball. So by the time I graduated, excuse the sweat, it is a balmy 85 degrees outside. So it is probably like 95 in the garage, and then plus I'm wearing this and a couple more layers up under it. But by the time I graduated, I was 180 pounds, which I guess is still above what I should be as far as the BMI or whatever, which is false. Everybody's body's different. I know that. Because technically, at 5'10", I'm supposed to be 160 to 165, which I have gotten there, and I've gotten there a lot lower. However, that was very dangerous. I was more or less abusing myself to a degree. Because I was working outside. I was between jobs. I was working outside, and I was working on cars. So for 6 to 8 to 10 hours a day, I'm sanding at the house, barely eating anything, barely hydrating myself. So I got down, my lowest was like 143 pounds. Yeah. 160, 165, oh, I was cool. Had my little abs or whatever and stuff like that. I still don't have a chest, because back then I was just trying to lose weight. And I probably had a bit of body dysmorphia. Me and my coworker Hunter, we talked about it back in the day. Because I was always self-conscious about my love handles and stuff. So even at 160, 150, 145, I had the whole little D'Angelo V-taper and everything like that. I was tiny. I was small. And like I said, I didn't have no muscle definition as far as chest or arms or anything. I was just small. But as time goes on, I got a job. I wasn't constantly working and sanding all day. I had hella condition back then, to a degree, as far as certain movements. I'm not saying I could have ran a marathon, because that would be a lie. But as far as just like that motion, oh dude, that was all day. Because whenever my arms would get tired from sanding, I would do crunches. So I'd just be in the dang shop just doing crunches or whatever. And I probably did 100, 200 or whatever, or more a day, depending. But anyway, getting back on track. Got a job, stopped doing all that type stuff. So, the weight slowly started creeping up. And more or less, I normally stayed around 180, 185. Which is a decent weight for me. I'm hydrated and stuff, I'm not super dehydrated and all that type stuff, and I can still eat. But in my later years, I would notice my weight would fluctuate like that. Like when I came into work with the career, that path that I'm at now, as you can tell, I sweat like a lot. I came in at probably like 175-ish or so, because I put in for the job and everything, and I already knew about the physical test because I'd done had to do it before. I just wasn't picked on the previous ones. So I was kind of like training or whatever. So I'd be like chopping wood and everything to get my arm strength back up. And so yeah, I came in at like 175 or whatever, 170, 175. And again, slowly started doing like that. Because, especially in the winter, not working out as much, ain't sweating as much. So it kind of just creeps on back up. So last year, I think, or year before last, so that would be 2024. I had grown my hair out. My beard was way longer than what it was. And people said that I looked like Forrest Gump. So like the last day of an outage, I decided to wear my bubblegum shrimp hat, just a white t-shirt, and by this time I was normally like wearing like a medium t-shirt. And I had my little running shorts on with my long white socks. And the manager, Leslie, he snapped a picture of it. And I said, hey man, send that to me. So, you're always your worst critic. So he sent it to me. And I was like, man. And I could see like my gut or whatever. I could see my little belly through my shirt. And again, self-consciousness popped up. So I decided to change some habits, which back then I was probably partaking in a lot of mixed drinks and stuff. Because I don't drink like a lot of alcohol at times. However, I do like me a good margarita, strawberry margarita or anything like that. So it's just like a lot of sugars and stuff stacked on top of one another. Whenever we would go out and anything like that, or have company at the house or stuff like that. And so I cut a bunch of that stuff right there out. I'm not going to say I exercised a lot, because I didn't. Even though I started buying stuff for the house. because I'm real cheap. It might not seem like it with certain aspects because of my hobbies, but I'm real cheap. Unless I like quote unquote lock in or whatever, like set money aside for it. Because again, it took me a couple years to get what I have. I have I have a bench from Amazon, treadmill from Amazon, dumbbells, kettlebells, a stand-up punching bag. What else? I got another, I guess you can say curling bar or whatever. That goes from a coworker, Daniel. And the weights and everything for the bench, which some of it came with, like the 45 plates. I had to get them. Everything came from Amazon. So it took me like a couple years to even get what I currently have. But like I said, I don't really want to go to a gym. I know paying for a gym membership will kind of give you the subliminal motivation to go because you're spending money on it. However, doing what I do, because I work in Atlanta and I live more or less an hour away, an hour and 20 minutes away in the afternoon once I get off, I'm spent, I'm burnt out by the time I get to the house. So I would kind of like rather work out at my house than go to like a gym. Unless like there was a gym on the way. But again, I'm cheap. I'm speaking for myself. I'm cheap. But anywho, I know I'm going off on a tangent. So getting back, I noticed that my weight was starting to creep up. So I cut out some things. And after a few months or whatever, because I think I got to like 200 around that time. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't like that. That's exactly what it was. I got to 200. And I remember telling my mom as a teenager that I don't ever want to get back to 210 pounds. Ever. So, like even like fully just yoked. I don't, if I get that way, cool. But I don't foresee that. So that December, I normally take, if I can, I take the whole month of December off, or the majority of it. And I will be completely honest, this is where the whole, what's the T word? Anyway, this is where the whole transparent, that's the word, transparent post comes in. Yeah, I tried the Ozempic shot. I did, 100%. And this is whenever it was real affordable. This is like $150 for like the generic kind that you can get online and stuff. So I tried it. And no lie, to me it worked. I think I was on 2.5 milligrams or whatever you want to call it a week. And so I was at my house, taking a shot, and I lost like 20 pounds, no lie. I think I got back to 180. But it did cause you to kind of feel nauseous. It took like a couple days for it to actually like kick in any way. Well, it made me feel a little bit nauseous. It completely killed my appetite. I was kind of working out at the house and everything because I was also, I think I painted my entire bottom floor of my house. So while working out and then, doing that activity, I was kind of like, I was sweating like a lot. So I got to, like I said, 180. Cool beans, right? So fast forward, I started to indulge myself a little bit more, or back into like sweet drinks and stuff. So everything started slowly creeping back up. And again, obviously you don't notice it until you notice it. So as of recently, I noticed it. So for the past month and a half, if that, like month and a week, which is like the last week of July, more or less I told myself I needed to lock in, like around my birthday. Because I was trying to do it starting in January. Not saying New Year's resolution, but I had gotten to 205 pounds. And I was like, oh no. So I was slowly starting to try to make myself work out, earlier in the year. However, due to my mindset not to be there, stress, aggravation, life in general type stuff, I just didn't touch anything. And my eating habits wasn't the best. So, because I was like, I want to try and be in the best shape I've ever been in, or, close to it. As far as, just not saying physically like yoked or anything like that, like 8-pack or whatever. I just wanted to be in way better condition than I was by my birthday. I didn't hit it, but that was on me. So once my birthday started to come about in July, early part of July, I was like, all right, this is it. I'm setting a goal to get back to at least 185. Because I was like, that should be doable. That's 20 pounds, and I know some of it's water. I get it. Because I've never been the type to really do a diet. Like a legit diet. I'm not doing the carnivore, keto, only vegetables, none of that stuff. I'm just portions, cutting out a whole lot of foods. Because I love bread. I love bread. I haven't eaten a piece of bread in 2 months. I haven't drank any alcohol since my birthday, whenever me and my buddy, he came over and took a shot with me, like a liquor shot. And that was the last thing I drank ever since the second. I've cut way back. I haven't drank a soda in going on 2 months. Which the only really sodas I drank was maybe a Coke, like maybe once or twice a month or so. But a Sprite, I'd kill a Sprite in a second. And but I cut all that stuff out. Started eating better. Because I tried like eating rice and everything, like back in the day, whatever, and it kind of helped. However, I would fry it also. And I was like, I'm doing good. Or I think I'm doing good. But I would do fried rice, and I would use non-low sodium soy sauce. So that air kind of probably messed me up back then. And also, I'm impatient. Very impatient. I'm the type that want to see like results like that. However, that ain't how this stuff works. Because like, I done seen a whole lot of stuff on Instagram and all that stuff. How you live, lifting techniques, dieting techniques, fasting techniques, all this type of stuff. And anytime you see anything like that, you can scroll maybe a little bit, all depends on your algorithm, and there'll be somebody right there contradicting it. So it's like, who the hell do you believe? you kind of don't believe either one of them to 100% because everybody's different. What works for this person may not work for this person. Because they say, yeah, get your protein in at the beginning of the day. Eggs, egg whites, bacon, turkey bacon, oats, all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, that's expensive. Or man, dude, I got to leave my house at like 4:30, 5 a.m. Bro, I ain't trying to cook all that shit in the morning. You dig? But again, you can't pay attention to people. Well, I mean, you can listen to them and stuff like that there. And I mean, they can train you. But don't look at a person's results who's been more or less living in the gym or been working out since they were a teenager and stuff. Because you'll see like, yeah, do these abs exercises, and they're like, do that. In 30 days, you'll be 6-pack abs. Well, tell that to a person that's 35, 40% body fat. I mean, really, no, it's not going to happen. And then you got, which, I mean, it's toxic on everything. Fitness is one of them. Because unless you can bench 225, you're not a man. I guess I'm not a man. Because I ain't benched 225 shit ever. But I'm not the type of person that's been working out since I was a damn teenager either. I'm not the one that's been going to the gym 4, 5, 6 days a week for at least like a year straight. So no, I'll be at home. I'll put 135 on. If I'm feeling that damn froggy, I'll do 135. Hell, I'll do less. Why? Because I ain't trying to kill my damn self in my house. Because I'm the only person here, and that'd be a sad sight for my friend to come over or something, or my parents, or somebody do a wellness check on me, like, damn, his ass been in the garage for a couple weeks straight. Because the bench fell on his trachea. Or on his damn esophagus and fucking crushed it. So no, I'm not about to do ego lifting stuff. Hell no. And plus, I got lower back problems. I ain't trying to make excuses for myself, because I'm trying to do better. But it's not like I'm going to be trying to do a whole squat, squatting 2 times my body weight. No, I'm not about to do it. So I'm saying all of this to say this. All you got to do is just start. If you want to go the physician route and stuff, do it safely. However, if you do that shot, if you do the pill, whatever you do it safely and still kind of work out. I ain't saying go to the gym. Maybe walk around your neighborhood, walk around your house. If you got stairs inside your house, boom, there's your Stairmaster right there. If you don't, just pace in on the inside of your house. If you're self-conscious about it, do that. Hell, run in place. You can do a whole lot of stuff on the inside of your house where nobody got to see. Just do something. Just start. Just watch your diet, because that plays a major factor, obviously. Because I think like the most sound advice that I got was a body recomp isn't going to happen in a week. It takes a while. So really the weight loss is more or less also coming from your diet. And working out just helps you get your muscles right. And it'll shape you different. You know what I mean? It'll build more structure to what you have or what is up underneath it. So by the time you lose everything that's on top, everything that's underneath it will probably just finally show up, or be presentable rather. I'm trying my best not to like sweat on the phone. But like I said, man, this is a transparent video. I know it's long as hell. But yeah, just start. I ain't saying you gotta go balls to the wall, an hour a day, do 100 of these, 100 of these, 100 of these, and by the end of the month, you won't be recognizable. But that's easy for you to say, buddy. A lot of other people got jobs, or is tired, or have families, and they gotta do all this stuff, or themselves and the family, or they just tired. So do the best you can, and just try to be better than what you was yesterday. So with that being said, y'all take it easy. I appreciate you listening to me. I guess like and subscribe, which I don't give a damn about any of that. Because if I put music on the back of this, it's gonna get copywritten, so it is what it is. But yeah, man. Like I said, y'all take it easy and be safe. Peace. See, like I said, man, this just came from Amazon. I think it was right at $200 or something. And you got all this besides the 245s. Those were $45 a piece. Which is wild, but it is what it is. Like I said, man, I ain't trying to damn bench the world or anything like that. I'm just trying to do better than what I was. I look at obviously videos about technique and stuff. The little motion pictures or whatever, how to do exercise, but more or less I'd rather look at someone doing the exercise, because a picture only do like certain things. Or you can't even visualize everything unless you've seen something. Or I can't anyway. I mean, I got pretty good imagination, but I still want to do things properly. And I'm pretty sure I'm not doing a whole lot of things properly, especially as far as what body parts need to be worked out per time you work out, if that makes sense. I know, like if you do arms, you need to do tris and bis or whatever. You do legs. But I normally, and I know this is bad, and this is where a personal trainer will come in at, is to getting a routine down, which I need to put some shit on the wall to remind me of what I need to do each day. I keep telling myself I need to do it, but I don't ever do it. ADD, or whatever you want to call it. And laziness. That's the main thing, laziness. But I'll end up doing multiple things that kind of don't coincide with one another. Like I do just bench pressing or whatever, and all of a sudden I'm over here, doing this. So it's like, what am I really working or whatever? Where I mess around and I burn myself out. Instead of getting a really good workout, I try to do quote unquote supersets or whatever, to where I don't really take breaks between them. Because I'm here at the house, I'm not at a gym to where I'm waiting on somebody else to use another piece of equipment or something. Because I'm trying just to work out for like 35 minutes to 45 minutes. If I do like some walking or riding the bike or whatever. Or if I do like abs or whatever, I'll lift weights for like 20-25 minutes. And then the other part of it is me doing ab exercises or walking or fast pacing, for 25-30 minutes or so. Because I know all they say is 10,000 steps a day. Man, that's 4.5 miles. No. I used to be able to do it with my previous job, And depending on where I'm working at with my current job, I might can get that on a good day. Like if we're doing like an outage or something, I'm having to go back and forth like a lot. But again, I'm not trying to count 10,000 steps a damn day. I ain't trying to have my phone count it. I don't have the little watch or whatever, or Fitbit to count it. No. So that's the main reason why I got a treadmill. Even though I got a bike inside the house. But yeah. So again, just do the best you can. It don't take a lot. I mean, you can do bodyweight exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, any type of calisthenic at the house or whatever. You know, you ain't got to come out and like just do diamond push-ups, these push-ups. It's okay if you can't do 100 push-ups in one sitting or whatever. It's okay. Hell, I definitely can. I might can get maybe 10, to be honest. Maybe 15, 20 on a good day. If I'm like the pre-workout and stuff. And I'm just really energized or whatever. Because I ain't had caffeine and shit. Like I told you before, like at least 2 months. So, hell, get on your knees and do a push-up. Whatever it takes to get your arm strength up, your body strength up. Hell, I'll be completely honest with you. There's some days, because especially like my hand, man, because most of the time I'll have to do push-ups on my fist or whatever. Or I'll have like a dumbbell in my hand to give me something to hold on to, especially on my right hand. Because I can't lay it flat. Hell, like I said, I done got burnt out or something, done came in here and worked out some. And yeah, I'm just going to do a fucking knee push-up. Just if I want to just, I got some reps or something, I'm watching a video or whatever, or a movie or something on TV, and I ain't doing nothing. I just don't feel like being lazy. I try to talk myself out of being lazy, so yeah, shit, whatever. Crunches. You ain't got to do damn sit-ups, do crunches. Do push-throughs. Do heel touches. But like I said, man, I ain't trying to say this is workout advice, because it's not. I'm just trying to say do better than what you are than yesterday. Lift heavy, eat good, rest good. That's another thing. Everybody says, oh, get 7 to 8 hours worth of sleep. Brother, some people's jobs and lives, you cannot do that. I'm used to going on 4 to 5 hours of sleep if I'm lucky. There's been plenty of days. And my most recent, my current job, where I've been up for multiple days straight. Like literally, I think the most I went, because we were doing an outage or whatever, and we had company the night before. So I just never went to sleep. Because by the time everybody else went to sleep, that'd be the time that I'm getting up and to get ready to go to work. So I think the longest I stayed up at my most recent job was 42 hours. But luckily enough, we wasn't doing anything too strenuous that following day. It was more or less like a whole lot of pre-checks and everything before we got the unit back started. Unless something like this catastrophic happened, we just had to fix it real quick. But luckily we didn't. But yeah, man, it's difficult to get that much sleep for some people. But try it. You got to try it. Even if you got to call yourself going to sleep or getting into bed at 7 p.m. There's been plenty of times where I ain't even eat nothing once I got home, which that's another thing. Try your best not to eat so late and stuff. I've been trying to cut that out. Because I used to not eat past, obviously, 8 o'clock. I definitely try not to eat past like 7. And if I'm munchy, that's where it gets me, if I'm munchy or something. But even if you do indulge in a sweet or something, because that's normally what gets me with sweets, just have 1 or 2 or a few, whatever, and cold turkey. I say I got a decent willpower or whatever, But I found out what helps me a lot is that if I completely remove certain things out the house, like certain snacks or foods or whatever, because I already gotta tell myself, go to the grocery store and get groceries. Because unless like I necessarily need something, oh, I'm not going. So, because I ain't gonna to the grocery store in like a month. But like before then, I done got like a whole lot of meat and everything. I done got canned foods like beans and, you know, I done had some rice. The rice is gone. Ate that later. But yeah, I just remove certain things out. That way I won't have to, even if I had the craving for it, I know I'm not gonna get it because I don't have it. But yeah, man, just try your best to be better than what you was yesterday. I know I harp on that. And that goes with working out and just trying to be a good person or being a better person than you was yesterday. No matter what it is. It can be a small thing. You know. Anywho, I guess I'm about to do a whole lot of workouts incorrectly or whatever. I might put in some B-roll, I might not. I don't care. Because I already know this right here is probably like a 35-minute video with me not doing jack yet. So I might just add in some B-roll or whatever, you know, just to overlay everything. But like I said, man, y'all take it easy, be safe, take care of one another, and tell somebody you love them. Peace. It would be nice if I had some music, but phone's dead, so it is what it is. So apparently, if you can do 12 reps or whatever, and knock it back to like 6 or 8, which, like I said, I'm not that type of person to really put myself in danger. But yeah, just do whatever you can and stuff. Let's see. Because I don't feel like keep moving the damn thing back. So I'll just do these guys. And apparently one of the biggest things is try to do everything controlled. And I need to stop doing air quotes. But yeah, just do everything in a controlled manner. Slow reps instead of just snatching the damn weight up. Or, you know, like just trying to sling it up. Because boy, doing a shoulder exercise or a delt exercise, boy, that shit'll hump your ass. Trust me. Like I said, I'm not that type of person to be working out all the damn time. Or ever, for that matter. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I get, 20 pounds. Do that, or like one that's out here, whatever. Shit. Because you better bust that thing down about 15. Hell, maybe even 20. Can you see there? Like I said, because already my arms are getting tired. See, like I said, well, I ain't all that in a bag of chips at all. But I'm doing better than what I did yesterday, or trying to anyway. So, man, I bet y'all thought I was gonna have a damn mat and everything on this floor. Shit, no, buddy. Piece of cardboard. Whew. If I was giving that treadmill to my post, I'd probably say about 110. But it is what it is.
too much of an ass. So I gotta do this. Boy, you feel it, son. Well, I do. Whew. So yeah, and I'll probably do that one more time, but y'all probably ain't gonna see that one. So you just gotta believe me that I done it. Which I'll probably come back in here and work out a little bit more in just a little bit. Right now, I'm gonna take me a break. Ooh. Boy, this thing here works. It might take down train for a damn boxing match. And a little bit of a workout on sweat. And hell, yesterday, it was probably like 105 in here. So yeah, not too bad. And plus, I got sweatpants on, thermal pants on, and then my boxers, or my briefs. So yeah, we're getting there, buddy. But see, I ain't got no definition, man. But it is what it is. But take me a little break. Come back in here a little bit later. I definitely need some water. But yeah, come back in a little bit later. Do it all again.